DJ Spark in the building with another album review, and today it's Smino, Love for Rent. Smino is an interesting artist because you could tell he has those influences of Kendrick Lamar, and he's pretty much got that Dreamville sound, right? He's funky, got some soul, and that fits in with most of the lyrics and themes throughout this album, which is love and self-love. In the beginning of this album, we have an intro, and 3 of the next 4 songs are No L's, Ole Ass Kendrick, and 90 Proof with J. Cole. These songs are definitely more hip-hop influenced than R&B, soul, or funk influence, and I think these songs give us a strong start to the album, including Pro Freak, which is more of a funky, groovy song than these 4. But I think we all know that Smino isn't the best rapper ever. I actually think he is a better singer than rapper. But I digress. With these songs, he does prove that he can find that wave and flow on the beat and mix in his melodic vocals. And J. Cole also provides us with a classic Cole verse in 90 Proof. I love the melody that he provides toward the end of his verse. And Ole Ass Kendrick is kind of the banger of the album, right? And it's fitting because he does have a very Kendrick-esque flow on this track, hence the name Ole Ass Kendrick. But you definitely can't talk about this album without talking about Pro Freak, which is definitely the grooviest and funkiest song on this album. It's a lot of fun, and Smino does his thing, but Doechii provides an amazing feature. Her flow is awesome and fits right on with the chemistry of Fatman, Scoop, and Smino. I do, however, think the last minute and a half outro of this song is a bit of a weird beat switch. I mean, it sounds like 2 completely different tracks, and if you know me, I would rather just switch these songs up. Unless a beat switch is absolutely fire, I'd rather just have them as 2 different songs, and that's kind of what we have here. Like, Pro Freak is such a great song, and then the last minute and a half, you have it turn into a bit more of a hip-hop song. But overall, Pro Freak is a great song. I think it's a song for everybody. It's got a groovy bass line, and I think most people would find it fun. And then we get into the meat of this album, where I feel like the music begins to miss the mark a bit. With Louphoria, Garden Lady, even Matinee, the production and vocals on these tracks are a bit all over the place, and they're just not as hard-hitting as the other songs on this record. Especially, I would say, Garden Lady and Louphoria the most. I think the vocals were a bit odd, the instrumentals didn't have the same funk I felt with the other tracks, and he might have just gone too futuristic with them where it just didn't work. I just felt like there's no backbone to some of these tracks. They just don't have that oomph that you really want them to have. But then you have songs on the back end of this record like Defibrillator, Lovie, Blu Billy, which is in the middle of the album, and I can't believe some of these songs are on the same album as Louphoria and Garden Lady. I do enjoy the vocal chops and the background vocals in the production in these instrumentals, and I think Defibrillator was one of my favorite songs on the record. It's real raw, intimate, and personal as he talks self-love, and I think that's a really important topic to talk about. Live instruments, or what sounds like live instruments at least, really help these tracks come to life. And Lovie, the final song on the record, absolutely reminds me of a college dropout type beat. These songs specifically showcase Smino's singing skills and are examples of why I believe he's a much better singer than rapper. Then you have a feature on here which is way out of left field in Lil Uzi Vert on a track called Pudgy, but I do think it's a highlight of the album. I really dig the track. I think the 808 fits in well with this beat specifically. At first I thought the 808 in No L's, I didn't know how it would fit in with the rest of the album knowing the genre that Smino is going for, but the 808 on Pudgy fits in great. And it's not a song that I would think Lil Uzi Vert would sound good on. It was quite the contrary though. I thought Lil Uzi sounded magnificent on this without all the auto-tune and heavy mixing, so I think Uzi should even branch out and maybe do more songs with live instruments like this and push his envelope just a bit. And then you kind of got like some filler tracks that I'm a little bit impartial to, like Modennaminute, Settle Down, Curtains. They're nice additions to the album. I wouldn't say they're great or stand out songs, but they weren't bad. I think Settle Down and Blu Billy are similar in the fact that they have some really nice guitar in the instrumentals, and they're fun tracks, and they kind of remind me of the acid rap Chance the Rapper days, which is a great compliment. Although, out of those two, I think Blu Billy is the standout track between those two. I thought Blu Billy was great, and Blu Billy might be my favorite song on the entire album. I thought that instrumental had some really nice layers. It was a little more simple than some of the other songs on the record. Overall, Smino does deliver us some funky and soulful music, provides some good vocals and instrumentals, but also misses the mark on some of the tracks where he pushes the envelope a bit too far, aggravating the overall flow of the entire album. I think he could have trimmed the fat on some of the more tedious and forgettable tracks, and really focused more on songs like 90 Proof, Pro Freak, Defibrillator, Lovie, Blu Billy, etc., where those tracks really showcase his strong suit. But it was definitely an enjoyable listen, no doubt, with tons of potential coming from Smino. I really think Smino has obvious great talent, just has to find some ways to hone in on those skills. This project is better than the first two, so it's great to see growth, and I hope he keeps climbing that mountain. My favorite songs on the album were Blu Billy, Defibrillator, Lovie, and 90 Proof. I'm going to give this album a 6.2 out of 10, but what were your favorite songs? Did you like this album? Did you not like this album? Did you expect more? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for coming by. If you liked the video, hit a like and subscribe to the channel if you love talking music, making music, and listening to music just as much as I do. Follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram at EJSpark1, and as always, you know what it is. It's peace, love, I love s'mores. EJ, out.